I'm going to show you how to pogo jump on enemies like this in Hollow Knight Silksong. So there's actually two ways you can do this. One is early game. That you're not supposed to do either of these early game though, but there's one that you can do early game, and there's one that you can do mid game, okay? I'm going to show you both options and how to get them. So for the first way, there's an early game and a mid game way to do it. So what we can do for the early game way is to go right here on the border of Marrow and Mossholm. Okay, and there's a bench right here. It'll be locked at first. What you have to do is go down here and go down through there and then to the left. And you'll go through a whole area and eventually come back up. It'll hit this switch and open this area up. Then you can sit on this bench and you can do the rosary farm that I showed in a different video, which is to go over here, get over here, and then just kill these guys. It's a little bit easier with the different needle. Right now I'm using a weird needle for this, but you kill these guys and you get 10 rosaries, and you sit down, you get up, and you go back, and that makes them respawn. And then you'll go here and you'll kill these guys over and over and over again, okay? And you'll just do this until you have 500 rosaries at least. You only need 500, but you can get more if you want. So you're going to do that, and then we're going to go to the next step. Then you're going to go to Bone Bottom, which is right here on the map. And you're going to go to the shopkeeper, and this person sells a simple key. I've already bought the simple key, and I've already used the simple key. But in your case, you'll have to buy the simple key. Then what you'll do, if you're really early game, you got to go to the right at the Marrow, find a way up, and then go left to Mossholm. And then, once you go there, there's a shortcut you can unlock, which I already have. If you have this elevator, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't have the elevator, be sure to unlock this before going to the left. Now, you're supposed to have the sprint ability before doing this. By the way, there's the lever. Be sure to hit that, and I'll show you how to get in from here. But you're supposed to have sprint before doing this, but there's another way you can cheese it. So right here's where you come out of Mossholm, and like I said, go down and go pull that lever, because you can easily mess up this next part. And you'll have a different needle, so it'll be more precise. But what you'll do is go here, bounce off that guy's head, and then you go to do the same thing off this guy's head, which I just messed it up. But, you know, that's what you do if you don't have the sprint or the glide. But if you have sprint and or glide, you go through there. And then here there's a boss fight. You can just hide under these and run from one to the next till you get to the end. Or if you want to kill him, you can. It's somewhere in the description of my video. There's a link to a ton of these videos. And then what you'll do is you'll go over here and use the simple key right here. Now, here's the thing. If you've already used the simple key, I don't know where the second one is just yet. Okay, but there's a second one, and there's a second door. There's a door over in the deep docks, and you can use it there instead, I think. The other way you can do it, and I haven't tested this fully, but I assume it works, is if you go all the way to the end of the mid-game, you go to Shellwood, you can see it connects over to this green area up there, and there's an area you can get in from up high, and that area, I think, maybe connects, or maybe it only connects here. I'm not sure. So maybe you can do it that way late game for this one. But either way, we're going to go through here. One way or another, you got to find your way in here. And then we got to go through Wormways and immediately drop down out of Wormways into this area. Whoops. I forgot there were spikes there. I haven't been here in a while. Then we're going to go here. And then we're going to go, I think, all the way down. Yeah, the second one down over here. This goes out of Wormways and over into here. And now we're over here on the map in Bone Grave. Little secret area in Bone Bottom. So now what you do is you'll just drop, because you probably won't have glide. And you're going to go over here to the left. Now, I've already done this, and I can't do it again. But I'm going to kill this guy. Okay. There's this building right here in Bone Grave. And you go inside of here, and it's pretty straightforward. You go through it. You fight a boss fight against some pretty weak enemies. It's actually one of the easier things to do. And one of these things to do. There's multiple of these things in the game. And when you finish it, at the very bottom of the place, there will be a crest, and it will be the Wanderer crest. And when you equip that, it will give you a down slash that's usable for the pogo jump attack pattern. So now I have the Wanderer equipped, and it has a similar down slash to the Reaper, which was the other one I had. So you can do the same thing, where you can kind of just pogo jump. It's kind of easier with this one than the Reaper in a way, but the Reaper has a bigger arc to it, so the Reaper is, I don't know, it's really preference. I feel like the Reaper's probably better, but this one's definitely doable for the pogo jump. And if you have the Drifter's Cloak, it allows you to really control where you're going to stay for the pogo jump. So that's the first way to get it. That way it's possible early game. If you used your simple key, though, it may not be possible till mid-game or late game, and I don't know where that simple key is, the second simple key is just yet. I'm still looking for that. I'm sure someone will comment and say where it is if there's enough views on this video. So then the other one is the Reaper. Now, I have multiple videos about this one. So there's two ways to get the Reaper. One is to help the fleas. The other is to go all the way through far fields and find your way up into Greymore. You got to get to Greymore. So in order to help the fleas, once you go far enough through the Marrow, you go back to Bone Bottom. There'll be a job board there on the right side of the town. You can help the fleas. Go to the Marrow. Find all 5 missing fleas. You'll still have to go all the way to Deep Docks. Or actually, you have to go all the way to far fields at a minimum just to find the 5 fleas. And then you either go through Farfield or you help the fleas. If you help the fleas, you can pop out the caravan right here. We're going to start from here. So if you've never done this before, you'll have to go to the right and then up and then left in order to get where I'm going. And that unlocks a shortcut for where I'm going. But you'll figure it out eventually. It's just in this area. And it's kind of fun to figure it out on your own, honestly, a little bit. But there's this shortcut right here, which you will not have unlocked by default. You can see I'm right here. Instead, you would go to the right and work your way up and left. Anyway, you might want to get that shortcut, though, once you do it. So you'll go up here, jump up here. There'll be this guy with scissors. And honestly, I think the Reaper's better for down slash because the arc is bigger. But we go over here, and it goes over into this area. And it's the same thing as the other one. You go through this door. I've already done it. You fight your way through this whole place, and you have to fight a boss fight where it's just a bunch of mid-level to weak-level enemies. And they get kind of hard. And then you kill them. You go through the whole place, and you bind to the item at the end of the place. And then you get the Reaper crest, which I already showed you earlier in the video, which is a much better arc, much bigger arc for the pogo jumping than this one. But pogo jumping is not everything. Some enemies have attack patterns that will screw you on a pogo jump, so you gotta be real careful. But for most enemies, it's totally overpowered, and you can annihilate them with a pogo jump. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys not only how to pogo jump, but the early game and mid game options for how to get it. This one's obviously mid game in order to get it, and then the other one has potential to be early game unless you used your key in deep docks. Then that's going to be you have to wait till late game to mid to late game to get the Wonder Crest. But hopefully helped you out, guys. Now you know how to pogo jump in Hollow Knight Silksong.